Okay, so I got to had to put in my last piece to what I am creating. Okay, and what invention help would need to help me with is something totally different. Like I would have to get to that point, and I haven't gotten there yet. What? Oh, hold on. Okay, so I am learning about the invention world. Okay, where invention help will be like a January task. Okay, and then you have to be basically entered into certain invention things. Like the people are actually looking for certain things. Okay, so maybe like let's say 50,000 people. They were looking for 50,000 people in this area, right? Where they have their 50,000 people in which they need it. So now they're in what it is that I like to create. Okay. And so I went on Rabbit Product Design. Ooh, Angel, stop kicking, girl. Oh my goodness. So then basically they will have to review, with this in particular thing, they have to review what it is that I am actually talking about. Meaning they will have to do their research. Uh, they will have to do their research within every person that I am doing business with, or it's in the what's the best word, in the runnings basically, because what I put on there. Okay, but I have to get to that point. I haven't gotten to the December. See, I put December on my pieces of paper. So, like on today, no, I don't have that money. But putting in my invention was very important because that's the last piece. Now, I did my first piece, I did my second piece. There's a third piece that I have to complete before I get to that actual piece. So I put December on there because that's my last invention, like to complete what I am doing. But they're looking for certain people for certain things. So if you like in computer programming, like I'm in computer program, like nerd, like weird type person, people is what they looking for. We like weird people in the world, okay? And basically, how I wrote on the sheet of paper, um, the rabbit, what did I say it? Rabbit, what did I say it? Rabbit something design, rabbit product design. They have to actually do their research. So by the time basically they actually do the research, because how that page set up is different. By the time they do the research right and actually call me, because they have to actually do the research, they would have to define everything I'm talking about on the sheet of paper. I've been ahead and paid invention assistance because that's what our next task is. Now, when you own somebody's phone, like I'm trying to get my number switched from this phone to that phone, but then it's like I said, the phone people have to imagine with me. Okay, like imagine with me that I'm seeing. This is the vision that I am seeing, because people have to keep you focused when you're doing an invention. Okay, so there's people that would just have to keep me focused, and that I don't want all off. I'm all off. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to get not to be off, but in the right thing. Okay, so when you do your inventions, right, you have to pay people in order for your invention to come to life. Okay, so now if I'm paying Mr. Davidson $100, I'm gonna pay Invention Homes $50. I'm gonna pay invention assistance. Just say I pay for the patent search, right? And I'm gonna pay them $50 a month. and I have to separate my money, but I still got to pay my rent, right? But I have to put all this stuff in, right? The next thing is going to be the next thing would be the last piece. And who going to do the last piece? Okay? And you kind of would have to understand like where I'm coming from. I'm doing mine piece by piece, where someone else might want them to do the whole entire thing. It's probably better that I do it piece by piece, because then I will have one book come in, then I'm gonna have another book come in, and then the last person is gonna look at it like, what in the world? And basically this is how people do sold separately. You feel me? But then you can get all the pieces together. You feel me? And how it should be sold. Okay? So by the time I get to my December person, right? Or we could say December, January person, because then by February I could talk to Invention Help, which is something that is really really basic and very simple. Okay? But we have to get the important stuff done first. So sometimes you think like that is very important. That may not be very important with the prices. You know what I'm saying? So if one gonna do $1.99, then another one is gonna do $2.99. What would be more important for me? Because the bills in which I'm paying them in a different order now. Angel, what you doing now? Oh, girl. So I'm just paying my bills in a different order. Okay, and so then I really trying to stay focused with what I'm trying to create, and it's basically sold separately, but then it will come to a point where now you can get all of these items together at one time. Someone will be interested in what I did, right? Because then right now it's you will have to figure out all this different stuff I'm talking about. You know, but it's when you put your US patent in that makes the difference in any other thing that you do. Okay, so the US patent part is the most important piece for me right now. But we got to do it as to what I can afford and not what I can't afford, because then you're looking for like 50,000 people that is in the computer programming area that ain't went to computer programming school. They don't have a clue about computer programming, quite frankly, is what they're looking for. So I'm just one of those people. Okay, but in the meantime, though, I have to take SCI training so that I can maintain what is my stress. Like, they're going to be important people in my life for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I was like, with my Queen Goddess Johnson name, I figured out what I want to go to school for. But I don't want to have it be like, oh yeah, and I'm gonna pay $20 for this book too. And then how do I and I have to, matter of fact, the city of Richmond can pay for it, for real, for real. Child support can pay for me to take this class. Actually, the one that I want to take in the Queen Goddess Johnson name, so I can feel like the ultimate important. You feel me? That's like the ultimate important for me. Going to school with SCI training with that name, I'm trying to tell you. And the reason is because of the training in which it gives me. You feel me? With one of my current situations. Like the city of Richmond could pay for that class with my name on it, just like that. Yes, they can. Okay? Because then I'm not sitting here collecting books. What are the books called and what does the classes do? Actually, you feel me? So if I'm taking these 3 classes with SCI training, right, just say I come across $20. I'm like, well, I want to do $20 and put it on here for this school book. But when I have all three school books in front of my face, right? The city could pay for me to go to school for, I know at least, well, probably all of them, because VCU could pay for one. Um, what is called DSS. I think that it is the DSS building, quite frankly, or it's a child support building. It's one of the two places. Could pay for that class for me, and these are the three classes that you need to maintain your life. Basically, the classes that I'm taking, these are the classes to help you to maintain your life. And with these three books, you will succeed. Those are the books that I'm getting from SCI training. And I would just have to learn how to pay these hospital bills off, doctor bills off first. I mean, like in between all of these things. So some people the thing is gonna say for a little while you're behind in your bills. Okay, well I'm gonna just have to be behind in my bills because I have to put this stuff in actually. So it's gonna be like, what bills can I pay off, and what bills gotta stay where they're at. That's basically, and I have to just look at what are my bills right now for the next 6 months actually. What are my bills for the next 6 months? So, but I do got high hopes with actually working with Rabbit. Rabbit